Hello everyone. Today I will show that how can we use the SMTP email as email verification on Django. Let's jump to the code. I will use the SMTP email on my existing project that I showed on previous video. On previous video, I showed that how can we register a two types of user. One is sign up and one is teacher and one is student. But on that video, I will show that two types of function. One is for teacher and one is for student, and two types of ajax. But on that video I will realize and I think that I have the power of the condition and ternary operator. So why we need the two types of functionality? So that's why i I modified some uh, I modified my code. See, here is the sign up. And on this sign up, at first we write one condition. If the user is authenticated, that means login user cannot access the register part, because a login user didn't need to access for the register part. So that's why if the user is authenticated, so on that time, if we hit the URL of register, so it return and redirect to the home URL. And on the else part, I write one condition, and in this condition I define if teacher is request dot path. That means this teacher string, if the teacher string exists on our path, so that means we are register for the teacher. And if we are register for the teacher, on that time instantly his teacher will be true and his stuff will be true. Because of, I showed that the teacher have the role of edit and delete and read the courses. So that's why if the teacher, that means the teacher, if the teacher exists on our path, so on that time the instantly is teacher or is stuff will be true. And if you see minutely on this model, I will initiated is teacher and is the stuff by default is false. So why I will initiated this false? Because of when a user register for account, so if I didn't initiated this default is equal to false, if the user will register, so on that time teacher student will be get the role of teacher. So that's why I by default it will be false. And when the path got the teacher, then the teacher is will be true and his stuff will be true. And on the else part, the teacher is false and his stuff will be false. So it's for student. Then we check our method is we check our request is it will post or get. So for register, I need to request data from user or server, so that's why it will be post request. So that's why I retrieve all the data from the user and see the subject on the model.py. On the model I define the subject, and here it's blank true, because of subject didn't need for student, subject is only for the teacher. So that's why I initiate the subject and it will be blank true. That means if student didn't need to subject, so we need to blank the subject from. So on that time, if it will be not blank true, then one error will be occurred. So blank will be true. And here subject is only for teacher. So here I write one condition on this subject part. If if is teacher, that means the path, when the path will be for teacher, on that time the subject will be shown, other time it will be not shown for student, because of else is equal to empty string. Okay, then as usual, confirm password, and if the confirm password or password will be not same, it will be give one message, and email will be exist on the database. So on that time, the exist email is not allowed. And the other is the you match the uh, user request with the Ajax. So I showed that on the previous video. That's why I nonetheless for this topic. So let's jump to the data ORM part. Here I save the data from I got which is I got from the user. That means the full name I got from the full name from user, username, email, password, and each teacher is stuff. Because when a each teacher will be uh, register for account, so each teacher will become and each staff will also become. So that's why these two types only for teacher, and I take it from all from the user and I save it on database. Okay, then the Ajax part will come here. Everything will be same, but on the URL part, see, I write here on ternary operator. So what I wrote here, I take the subject as a condition because of subject is the only one field which is only for teacher, not for student. That's why if the subject is exist on that time, the teacher URL we got and the teacher URL will come, and when the teacher URL will come, the URL will go to the Django URL, and on the Django URL we are got the views, and on the views we got these types of field and the saving method. So we go to the Ajax again. So when the subject will be when we got the subject, the sign up the teacher path will got we will got, and otherwise we will got the student register URL. So we need two types of URL. So here I initiate the two types of URL. One is sign up for student and one is sign up for teacher. But here the sign up for student I will initiate it on the template, because when we need to the register only on we got the first these types of form, because teacher route will be secure route. When a teacher will be applied for registration, on that time the super user or admin can be give this URL to the that person which is want to be a teacher, and or admin also can register for teacher. But when a normal user uh, request for register, on that time here will be the template which is only for normal user. So when a user will be normally register for account, on that time it will be student. Okay, so you see how can we use that. So when why we use that, because of we got two types of URL on the same line because of this ternary operator. So that's why we didn't need to two types of Ajax. One is for teacher and one is for student, because of we define the two types of URL on same line, and as well as the view is same, and URL also be and template. So the template is also same, because of on this one template we got this. See, on this template I see this is the subject. So when a student uh, hit the URL for the register, on that time it will be checked if teacher in request.path same as on the view we will see. So if the teacher on request.path, that means if the teacher string we got from the path, so on that time only this field will be shown, otherwise it will be not shown. So okay, then let's go to the SMTP part. That means when we SMTP we use for the email validation while the account will be uh, creating. So what's the SMTP will do? The SMTP will help for the sending email. So what's we need to send through email? When a user create their account or create his or her account, on that time we send one confirmation link on those particular person. So when the person will click on those uh, click on this URL or link, on that time the account will be active, otherwise account will be not active. That means when a user will create their account, on that time their account will be create or their account will be saved, but account will be not active. When it will be active, when he or she click on these or uh, those link, on that time the particular account will be active, otherwise it will be not active. So a user cannot be create their account with wrong email. That means suppose a user can be use their invalid email which is not exist. So the email, so the link will be go on that email, but email is not exist there. Therefore, he didn't get any types of link and he didn't active their account. So that's why when a user will be when a user want to be active their account, on that time he will need to write or he will need to give the proper and the valid email. So see how the SMTP will be work. So for the SMTP, for setup we need to at first settings on the settings.py. I minimize it, and on settings.py we got from the project folder. Here see I write here the SMTP. So this is the format we need to the email backend. It will be coming from the SMTP, and email host will be smtp.gmail.com. Port will be 8587, and it will be true. And email host user, that means which email you throw to give the mail. That means which email you will send the password through the email. So it will be the email which is the which is we got the help for sending the mail. So this is my mail and email host password. This password for secure I will show that, but it will be secure password. So if you push your code on GitHub, so on that time please uh, take this email host password on the .env. So where we got this host password, you need to host password from for SMTP. So where we get this? We get this on the email part. So let's go to the email. Sorry. At first we need to log in those email which is using for the SMTP, and then we need to go the manage account. We go to the manage account and we need to go the security, and always remember for the getting this app password we need to active the uh, we need to active the two-step verification, otherwise you didn't get the app password. So on the search bar, see, on the search bar you write the app password. See, you got the app password. Then we need to write the password on for the email, the password. I give the password, and when I give the password I will be get the app password site, and on that app password site you need to write your app name, and if you get the if you write the app name, then see I write Rudro's app. Okay, then I create it. Okay, then you will got the password, and this password you need to copy and paste it from here. So I just delete it. Okay. Okay, so setup is done. Now go to the functionality. Now at first we need to go the views.py. After the saving the account, we need to write one try block, and on the try block here I write one variable called UIDB64, and on UIDB64 I write URL say base 64 the encode, which is coming from the Django.utils.http, and on this HTTP module we got this function URL safe base dot encode or decode. So at first we need to see what the encode is doing, and on this encode we write one force byte function, and here I give the user.pk, that means user primary key, and on that primary key we got the user information, and this force byte function take the this user primary key for the for this function's parameter, and this function is doing this function will take the user information and it convert the user information uh, from byte. Okay, when the user information will be byte, then the URL safe base encode take the byte format of user, and it will be make the URL safe uh, the user information will be URL safe, and it will be doing through this function, and the URL safe will be done. The URL safe the URL safe will be done because we take the information of user and we make the URL safe encode. So this encode will be done, and this encode will be safe for everyone, and it will be visible for limited time. It will be 15 minutes to 20 minutes or something. Then the token part will come in here, and we define one more variable called token and default token generator, which is the function of wait. This is the object, and this we got from C default token generator. We got from contributor author token, this object, and what it will do? Do the it will make a token for the user. See, it will make a token. So on the default token generator, we got one function is called the make token, and this make token take one parameter, and on the parameter we pass the user as a parameter, and when the default token generator or make token got the user with the user, it will be make one token. Then we make the activation link, and here we create one link, and on the link we pass the URL db64 this uh, variable and token this variable. That means on that link here the user will be on that link the user will be here as a token or as a encoded URL. So here I define on subject line active your account, and message will be here your full name, that means the user's full name which is registered, and click here active your account, this is only for message, and here I define the activation link. Then the send the mail, and on this send mail functionality we give this parameter like subject line message settings.email host user, that settings.email host user we got from the settings here, this and setting host user means my email, which is help for send the mail, then false silently false. Okay, then we got one JSON response, registration successful, check your mail to the activate. This decode part will be this encode part will be done. Now the encoded mail, the encoded URL we got on my email, but how can we decode? So for decode we need one more functionality which is called the activation view. On the activation view we take the UDB and token as a parameter and request will be here. Then here we give one try block, and on the try block UID URL save base.decode, that means the safe URL we need to decode where the user information will be exist, and we decode the UDB64 and through the decode function we will decode it. And same as we got the user with UID, that means when we decode it we got the whole user information including the ID. So user.object.get the ORM will be here, and through the ORM we will check the ID with this UID. Then if the user doesn't exist, that means then user will be none. And here we write one condition, user and default user token and check token. That means here we make token, and on that part we check token. Is check token is true or false? If the check token is true, then user will be active and user will be safe and redirect to the login, and otherwise invalid or expired token. So let's see, here we create one account, we write name, at first username, David 123, write David Warner, the player of Australia, David Warner, email address, one valid email address must be here, then give the password. Sorry, just wait a minute. See, registration successful, check your mail to active. Okay, so let's check the database. Okay, I think I got, see, David Warner, my email, but active is false, and obviously teacher is false because we registered it on our default template or default URL, which is for only for the student or normal user. Teacher will be false, staff will be false because of his student account, and his active will be also false. Let's go to the our mail. uh, just wait a bit. This is my mail which is I used for login. Oh, this is spam. I think my email storage is full. Okay, I will clean up my Gmail storage. That's why I pause it, and let's register again. I give the name David Warner, email address this. Just wait, I register it. Okay, registration successful. Check your mail for activity. See, boom, here I got the mail. This is coming here, and I got this URL. So at first I see your the database. See, the David Warner is save here, David Warner and this email, but the active is false. When I click on this link, invalid. Why? Why it's invalid? Oh, I don't know. Oh, okay, done. Those link when I registered it before on that time it will be coming here, but I didn't get it because of my storage issue. But when I clean my storage on that time I got it. That's why it will be expired. I see. I told you the token is for the limited time. Okay, so that's why it will be invalid, and I will be deleted on the David Warner the previous time. So that's why it will be also invalid. So the next email is valid and I got it. And when I click, it will be redirect on the login part. But when you see the database, on that time it will be false. See, again see, the active will be false. When I reload my database, this is the boom moment. See, the is active is equal to true. So now I active log in it. Wait. Ta-da! The welcome David Warner, and I got our account. So in that way, the SMTP will be work and the email validation will be work. So on the next part, I will try to show the dashboard part. How can we use the dashboard for teacher and student? So on that time, please wait and tada, bye bye. See you soon.